Okay. It is once again time for another exciting installment of JJ Opens the Mail That You Send to Him. There is nothing I enjoy more than getting mail full of weird artifacts from your various cities, towns, provinces, and countries, and so I'm very excited to get cracking on this latest bundle of joy. So let us get straight into it. The first one we are going to open is this parcel here from Belmont, California, my friend William. Dear JJ, my name is William and I am 9 3/4. Remember when you were young and you love to document your age in these very hyper-specific fractals? And he has included in his letter a very gratuitous photograph of Prime Minister Trudeau. So what William has sent me is a bunch of lovely postcards from the state of California. He has sent me a new spinner. These never get old. He sent me an old ticket stub to a LA Clippers game, a US $1 bill, a 20 kroner Swedish bill, a charming issue of the San Mateo Daily Journal, latest headline being, "County Students Struggle at Spelling Bee." Well, at least they're trying. And a sticker, a mod sticker. He says that this is a sticker from a really hipster pizza place called Mod, and it has stickers everywhere. I am not making this up. Well, thank you very much, William, so I can be part of the cool Mod sticker set as well. Oh yes, he also sent me a Rubik's Cube. So thank you, William, very much for this kind assortment of random things. Oh, I just noticed now that he has also done some very charming illustrations of stuff relating to my channel on the back of the envelope, including this very charming illustration of myself that I actually like a lot. I think I want to do something with this. This is a lovely picture of me. All right, so envelope number 2. This one comes to me from, I don't see his name, but it's from Illinois, so let's open this up. Hey JJ, my name is Matt and I live in the Chicago suburb of Naperville. The Chicago area is referred to Chicagoland by everyone that lives here, and Chicagoland has one of the finest public transportation networks in the United States. I have included a variety of schedules and maps from these networks. So Matthew is clearly quite the aficionado of the Chicagoland public transportation infrastructure, so he has sent me a number of intriguing documents relating to the system. This map of the larger Chicagoland Regional Transportation Authority. This will be a lot of fun to fold back up. And then as well, he has sent me these little local train schedules. So thank you very much for this, Matthew. I believe this is the first piece of mail that I have received from the great state of Illinois. It is my informal goal, as far as mail from my viewers goes, to eventually obtain one piece of mail from all of the 50 states, so that I may own an object from each of the 50 states, which I think would be a kind of cool collection goal. It's kind of my dream to have 50 boxes, and then each box I can fill with stuff from that state, and find someone who will be impressed by that someday. So let us look at this box now. Even though it is in a hairdryer box, the fellow has written in big letters, not a hairdryer. It comes to me from Israel. Oh boy. So this box comes to me from my friend Valeria. Valeria says, "Here's some nice stuff from Israel. I'm from Russia, but I moved here 1 year ago." Valeria has sent me a number of things. Oh, look at this. Oh, Valeria says that this is actually the flag of Brittany, which is a place in the northwest of France. Very interesting to note the many places all over the world that have adopted American-style flags. So Valeria has sent me a magnet of the Baha'i Shrine in Haifa. Baha'i is a monotheistic religion that appeared in the 19th century and that says that all religions are in fact one thing. Its center is in Haifa, the Baha'i Gardens. They are very restricted for visiting, unfortunately. Oh, that's very interesting. I must admit that I was not very familiar with the Baha'i religion, although you do sometimes see things about it, even out here in Canada. We have a charming flag of the state of Israel, which is of course always a good thing to have. We have this charming little plate and little cup. Unfortunately, the cup got broken in the mail, but I think I can fix it with some glue. This is for a Seder dinner on Passover and for Saturday dinners. It's used for a special ceremony called Kiddush. Unfortunately, not a lot of Jewish people where I live or I was exposed to growing up, so I'm sorry about my ignorance of this tradition. This is very charming. They're a postcard of falafel. It says, falafel, Israel's national snack. Oh, and then there's also a Baha'i pin. This is apparently the symbol of the faith. We have some shells from the Israeli seaside. Oh, and some Israeli coins as well. Some shekels. Oh, and then there's some sort of snack from some sort of Israeli coffee shop called Kofix. It appears to be a kind of trail mix type of thing. Some weird Israeli snack treats. These are popular Israeli snacks called bamba. Some consider them the most Israeli food of all. I suppose giving the falafel a run for its money. We have these red ones and then these orange ones. I have another friend who is from Israel, and she recently gave me some snacks that she wanted me to feature on a video as well, which I see are made by the same corporation. I suppose the Bamba, which must mean baby in Israel, because I see that there is a baby that features prominently on the packaging. It's pretty good. It's like, these ones are like peanut flavored. It just tastes like some sort of, you know, like Trix, the cereal, but just you're eating it in a bag, so it's some sort of vaguely fruit flavored thing. I love cereal, so I'm really going to be scoffing down a lot of these, I'm sure. So thank you, Valeria, for all of your very cool Israeli stuff. Israel is a very cool country that I would very much like to visit someday, so hopefully when I do, I can say hello. You know, this is so much like cereal. I bet that if yeah, basically the same. All right, this one is a letter from my friend Thomas of Nebraska. Oh boy, another new state for the collection. Hi JJ, here's my goofy item from the USA. It is $1 million bill, but don't get all excited. It's not real. In the US, it is legal to print up fake money depending on the context. As long as it's obviously faked, it's not deemed an attempt at counterfeiting. So Thomas says it is popular to make fake, super high denominational bills in order to advance some sort of cause. He says that this $1 million bill looks like it was created to advance some sort of gun nut cause. Oh yeah, I see it has the right to bear arms. This non-negotiable note celebrates the freedom and prosperity to which all Americans may aspire. Is that something special, or does all US money say that? It's signed by some sort of president. Traditional US money is not signed by the president, it's signed by the Treasury Secretary. This one is apparently signed by Alexander Hamilton in the Treasury Secretary spot. He asks me if we do this kind of thing in Canada. I think we do. I remember when I first started collecting money, someone once gave me a novelty Canadian $1 million bill. It had the face of one of like the really obscure old prime ministers on it. As far as I know, that sort of thing doesn't run afoul of Canadian law because, again, much like this bill, it is very obviously fake. So thank you very much for that, Thomas. It will go in the Nebraska box. Oh boy, and now we have another box from good old California. As much as I may wish to get mail from all of the 50 states, I suppose statistically speaking, I will always be most likely to get a lot of mail from California, but that's fine. California is my favorite state, so I'm always happy to get things from there. Ooh, very good packing job. Oh wait, this is not a present from one of my viewers. This is this package of Crep Protect I ordered from Amazon in order to make my sneakers nice. Let's look at this box here. This is also from California, so the principle still stands. I get a lot of mail from Californians. This one comes from my friend Ronald. Enclosed is a piece of the moon. Yes, you now have your very own slice of the heavens, a place where you can escape the political lunacy for a section of lunar soil. You are the title holder of more than just ordinary moon dirt. This is a legal document duly recorded. Oh ho, and so it is true. This is some high quality swanky stuff we've got here. Whoever my friend ordered this from, they clearly put a lot of effort into making this look as official as possible. I have now a registered claim and deed for lunar property. Very official looking document here. Claim officially registered and recorded by the Lunar Registry at New York City. Got a form telling me all of the other lunar properties that are still available. A bunch of various propaganda about how great the moon is. The Lunar Settlement Initiative. Here's some sort of proclamation. So, according to this proclamation, something important happened a while ago that you might have missed, as I know I did. So on the 20th of July in the year 1999, apparently the moon was declared a republic, the Lunar Republic. So I have a Lunar Republic sticker here. So I suppose all of the various jerks and crackpots who owned moon properties, as I myself now do, decided to proclaim a republic on this barren rock in outer space that no one actually lives on. We claim this land upon Luna in the name of those who shall be dedicated to securing and developing her future, mindful of her role as a gateway to the universe, and taking heed to preserve her freedom and resources from the control of foreign governments. Oh, and here's a little map of my area that I own. Little zone right here. In the Bay of Rainbows. Got a CD of the Full Moon Atlas. Oh, jeez Louise, this is a lot of stuff. Thank you so much. All right, and here I have a letter from England. Apparently I've been a little slow at receiving the mail because it has a bunch of stamps with Father Christmas on it. This is from my friend Prince, who tells me that he is not, in fact, a real prince. That is just his name. He has sent me this very charming drawing of myself, which is very nice as well. Wearing a little tie that says JJ and a little Canada flag pin. And of course my crazy hair that everybody likes to play up. And a bunch of British money on the back, which is very cool. He says that if you put the British coins together, you can assemble the coat of arms of Great Britain. That's kind of a cool feature. Thank you very much, Prince. It is always fun to get more foreign money. Man, this table is a little wiggly. I just bought it yesterday at Costco. I apologize if it's causing any distress to the viewer. Here's another letter. This is from my friend Chris from Sudbury, Ontario, here in Canada. So Sudbury is the largest city in northern Ontario, and by land area, it is the largest city in all of Ontario, and the 7th largest in Canada. It sits on the site of an ancient meteor impact, which is why it is so rich in mineral deposits such as nickel, copper, and many other precious metals. And apparently in 1964, they erected a giant 30-foot tall replica of the Canadian nickel, which is now one of the most recognizable tourist landmarks in Canada, and continues to represent the vast underground riches of the city built above. So what he has sent me is a little plastic replica of the giant nickel. So this is kind of meta. So I guess there was the original Canadian nickel, which they blew up to a great big size, and then that became the tourist attraction. And as a result, they have now made replicas of the giant nickel shrunk down to a slightly bigger than normal nickel, which he has now sent to me. So it says, The Big Nickel, Sudbury, Canada. And on the back, we have the late king, because that's how long ago this was. Oh boy. So this is a package from my friend Pascal from Germany, which I know from reading my YouTube stats is one of my largest repositories of foreign viewers. I accidentally cut part of the letter. So Pascal says, I am sending this to you from my grandparents in Germany because shipping to Canada from here is just so much cheaper. But I actually live in Vaduz, the capital city of the Principality of Liechtenstein. Wow, this is very obscure. You probably don't believe me, but that's okay. I wouldn't believe me either. I've sent you the flags of both countries of my heritage, Germany and Liechtenstein, some hand-drawn flags of some British overseas territories, which I am quite proud of, and also a hand-drawn coat of arms of Liechtenstein, so you don't have to feel too bad about Canada's horrible one, because Liechtenstein's is awful. He says his country is the last German-speaking monarchy, which is a somewhat overly specific claim to fame for the Liechtensteiners, I feel. So here we have the flag of Germany. We remember how to remember the flag of Germany, don't we? It goes black, red, yellow, because the Germans started off evil, then became communists, and then became good. And here's the flag of Liechtenstein, which I always forget about. Very similar to the flag of Haiti, which is why they put this crown in the corner, I assume, to distinguish it. Sometimes the Haitians put the coat of arms in the middle, but I know that both countries will often sometimes just use the solid blue, solid red. Oh, and here's the little hand-drawn coat of arms of Liechtenstein. This is actually quite nice looking. It's not so bad. I'd take this over the Canadian one. It's also drawn me this charming little poster of the country ball friends that, of course, we all know and love. I must say that I don't really understand the country ball fad, although I'm sure that a lot of people who watch my channel are probably big fans of it. Let me know in the comments what you think of the country balls. Oh, and then here are the British overseas territory flags, which are very cool. Very well done, my friend. And he's even written what they are on the back. Pascal, I will give you a piece of advice. If you are interested in the British overseas territories, there is a very, very good book about them that I really recommend. It's actually one of my favorite books I've ever read. It is this book here called Outposts by Simon Winchester. It's a true story about a guy who got it in his mind that he basically wanted to visit all of these little places on his own. And so he did. And it's just kind of a travelogue that talks about what it's like, what these places are like, you know, these kind of places that we just sort of think of as sort of fun, obscure places with little flags and, you know, they're kind of a oddity. But he actually goes to all of them and talks to people there and sort of gets a sense of what they're like. You know, he talks to the governors who run these places and the people that inhabit them and just kind of what their culture is like. It's just a very fascinating, engaging, and really interesting book that really gets to the idea of, you know, I think oftentimes in channels like mine and sort of trivia, you know, the country balls and the sort of larger sort of internet trivia universe of thinking about countries and flags and national anthems and all of this kind of symbolic stuff, we sometimes forget that these places are actual places where actual people live and they live and die and have their children and raise their families in these sorts of places. And so what I really like about this book is that it is an attempt to kind of make real the most obscure and most abstract sort of geographic territories on Earth. So yeah, it's just a very fine book that if you're at all interested in this sort of stuff, I very much recommend. So this here is a big parcel from overseas. Where does it come from? So this comes from my friend Abe from Malaysia. He comes from Sarawak, which is in East Malaysia on the island of Borneo. He says that we share the island with another state in Malaysia, Brunei, and Indonesia. So a 3-country island. That's gotta be unusual. Abe has sent me these very cool magnets of some old-timey money from his island. He says that long before Sarawak, Sabah, and the Federation of Malaya decided to form Malaysia, Sarawak was a kingdom ruled by white Rajas, the Brooke family. So on these magnets, which are replications of the Sarawak dollar, we have the white ruler, Charles Viner Brooke, the third and last of the white Rajas. Wow, this is a weird bit of British colonial history I was not aware of. He has sent me some woven beadworks, which he says are the traditional handicrafts of the indigenous people of this territory. A keychain of what he says is a totem. He says that they have a totem culture, the indigenous people do in his area, much as they do in North America. He has sent me some other knickknacks, including a keychain and a magnet that feature prominently a seahorse and an oil derrick. So he lives in a city called Miri, and he says that the seahorse is a symbol of the city because it is a seaside town. And the big oil derrick is called the Grand Old Lady, sometimes referred to as well number 1 because it was the first oil well in all of Malaysia. This is interesting. So the Grand Old Lady is located on something called Canada Hill, and it is called Canada Hill because it got its name from some Canadian engineers living near the oil well. And then he's got me some candy, some pepper candy. Never had pepper candy before. He says it's made of white pepper. It's not bad, it's just, it kind of tastes like sort of a licoricey mint type of thing. And then something that is called bird's nest candy, sort of a gummy type thing. So the pepper candy is because white pepper is widely cultivated in his state. The bird's nest is actually the saliva of swiftlets. They build their nest using their saliva. Okay, so is the candy made of saliva then? The letter does not clarify that somewhat important fact. Oh ho, look at this, this is very cool. This is a picture of the King of Malaysia, Sultan Muhammad V. You can see he's got lots of medals and bling and stuff to show he's a real important dude. He says, not every house in the country would display the portrait of the king. It is not obligatory to display the king's portrait in private homes, but businesses and public buildings do display the king's portrait with pictures of the queen if the king happens to have one. He says the current king does not. They also put pictures of the governor/sultan of the respective state, the prime minister, and the chief minister of the state. So this is a very cool little artifact to have. The Malaysian royals have some of the most interesting costumes, I think, of any royal family anywhere in the world. So, Abe, thank you so much. This is a really awesome parcel of goods. It's a lot of fun to open it and a lot of fun to learn about your very interesting corner of the world. Man, I can see why iDubbbz makes such a big mess when he does his unboxings. It's not necessarily that you want to be a big slob, it's just that when you're opening this much mail, it's hard not to make a mess given all of the packaging. Moving on to a somewhat less exotic corner of the world, I have a letter here from my friend CJ from New Jersey. So CJ says, I've been a fan for close to a year and I love your videos about culture. He says that at his parents' store, they sometimes get exotic foreign money from customers. And he says he sent some of it to me and some of it to Barbie from Geography Now. I'm happy sharing money with him. So the coins that he sent me is he sent me a coin from the United Arab Emirates, which is very cool. And he sent me this jagged edged coin from Jamaica, which is quite cool. Has a picture of the Right Excellent George William Gordon, national hero of Jamaica. I know enough about Jamaica to know that they have this very sort of strict list of official national heroes, and it's a big deal if, you know, some new character can get elevated to that status. So this guy is apparently one of the older ones, I would think, based on his 19th century outfit. So this is a $10 coin? Jeez Louise. Must be a lot of inflation in Jamaica if a tiny coin like this is 10 bucks. CJ has also sent me a American $2 bill, which are always a lot of fun. The one with the famous deformed foot on the back. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please watch my video on weird hidden symbols in money. So thank you very much from that, CJ from New Jersey. And lastly, we have this little letter from my friend David from New York. So David has sent me this charming New York Yankees postcard. So David has sent me some various stamps. He has sent me this mint never hinged stamp of Harvey Milk. I guess mint never hinged is some sort of stamp terminology. But anyway, yes, so it is a stamp of Harvey Milk. Harvey Milk was a martyr and the first openly gay elected official in the state of California. He was a city councilman who was assassinated, along with the mayor of San Francisco. We remember this because there was a motion picture about him recently, starring Sean Penn. I have not seen it, unfortunately. Supposedly a very important story in the history of gay rights was the struggle of Harvey Milk. And then the gentleman has also sent me several stamps from his personal collection, which are really quite beautiful. Some really old stamps from Canada featuring the late king, and then the new Queen Elizabeth, stamps featuring Queen Victoria, and 2 stamps from Romania. Wow, so this is a very interesting collection, very beautiful stamps. Stamp collecting is not something that I have traditionally been that into, but when I see beautiful stamps like these, I certainly understand the appeal of it. So thank you very much, David. Very, very kind and generous for you to part with these lovely pieces of your collection. Well, once again, I find myself incredibly humbled by the incredible generosity of my viewers. You guys have sent me some really lovely artifacts of your communities. I feel very welcomed and very included when you guys share this kind of stuff with me. And when you write me these lovely letters sort of explaining in depth, you know, the meaning behind all of these different objects that you have mailed to me. When I make videos like this, I tend to go through things very quickly and very superficially, but you can rest assured that what you're not seeing on the camera is that I do actually read these things very thoughtfully and I treat the objects with respect. You know, I put them in my home and I look at them and they bring me good thoughts. So the kindness does not go unnoticed. It is very much appreciated. So if you have any interest in sending me any objects from where you come from, please do not hesitate to send me an email and I will send you my mailing address and you can send me some of your stuff. If you are from America in particular, I am very keen to do what I mentioned before earlier and start to collect objects from all 50 of the states, which is to say, even if you are not from somewhere as glamorous and exotic as, say, Malaysia or Israel, do not worry, I'm still just as eager to get, you know, mail from where you're from as anywhere else. But if you are from an exotic land, do not hesitate either. So thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you later. Specifically, I will see you after I have cleaned up the mess.